Chapter 1. I'm with God. What shall I prophesy? In the name of Allah, the most merciful, to whom all holy praise is due, the Lord of the worlds, the most merciful. The finder and life give it to we, the lost and found members of our nation, the aboriginal black people of the earth. To him we give praise and thanks for having mercy upon us and for coming and teaching us. We thank him for coming and saving us from this day in which we are now entering, the day of the judgment of this world. We forever give praise and honor for this day and for the truth that he has brought to us. And we teach our children to do the same. Brothers and sisters, this is the 27th of February of the Christian period, 1966. It is also the Muslim calendar year of 1386 from Prophet Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. It is 1966 years from Prophet Jesus, of approximately 2,000 years ago. And no, I'm going to say he's the Son of God. No, I am not going to say he's the Christ. No, I'm not going to say he's the God, so don't be looking for it. I'm going to tell the truth. It is all right for me to say the Son of God as Master Fard Muhammad. It is all right for me to say to you that life is God, but it's not all right for me to say that Jesus 2,000 years ago was the God and is coming back in a spooky form today. That's other than the truth. He was a prophet like Mater and all the other prophets. Master Fard Muhammad didn't come to prophecy. He came to fulfill prophecy. I, myself, was not missioned by him to prophesy to you, but to deliver a message to you, which I received from his mouth that revealed all of the truth that has been taken hidden from your eyes, from your ears, and from the wisest of the people of the earth for the last 6,000 years. I am a messenger of Allah, not a prophet. These are the things that hypocrites and disbelievers like to say, he's no prophet. I didn't say I was a prophet. You don't need a prophet. I'm with God. What shall I prophesy? Chapter 2. The Way of Escape for You. According to your Bible, and I said your Bible, it's a title of a big book and the scholars all agree that someone has tampered with it. God taught me that every word means good if you understand it. However, the things that have happened as a result of the tampering, we have not understood. Therefore, it is like, he said, playing with a rattlesnake. We who don't understand the Bible, he said, it's like playing with a rattlesnake. Yet, he has raised me up among you to teach you the interpretation of the Bible. He also gave me the Holy Quran, which had been translated into your own language and my language, as the Holy Quran teaches. It teaches that God always raises a messenger from among the people of whom he would warn. The messenger would then give them as God's message in the language they speak so they won't have a plea against him for not understanding. The Holy Quran teaches you and me that if he had sent an Arab with an Arabic Quran, you would have said, an Arab and Arabic Quran. I cannot understand either. It is here in the Holy Quran. I want you to forget about looking for someone to come from abroad or to drop out of the sky to teach you. I've read proofs of that. You have a prophecy that the angels will come with God. They won't come to teach you. They're coming to execute judgment on you. Read it again and you'll understand it. Your Bible prophesied that the Lord will come with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon the ungodly. They are not coming to teach you nothing. The Holy Quran says that they wait so they may see the angels coming in the clouds of heaven. This as well has been taught in the Bible. Remember, you had the Bible before you had the Holy Quran. It declares that there will be no good news for them who wait for the end to come. Let's see if we have any proof of that in the Bible. When the angels appeared to Lot, there was no good news for the Sodomites. They had come to execute death upon those who had rejected the message that Lot was preaching. They told Abraham, according to the Holy Quran, we have come to destroy those who have rejected our communication, not to teach Lot's rebellious people, but to kill them, because they have not believed in Allah through Lot. All of this is put there for you. I am your last messenger. Don't look for another. If you're looking for another, you will be the loser. He's not coming. Behind me comes God and the executors. This is a true as I'm speaking. It is entirely up to you. I want you to know that. You don't have before you a man who is looking for exaltation and wealth. You just have a man before you who have the message and the last message for you, to save your life. You can reject it, and me who is here to tell you the truth and point out the way of escape for you. I want to thank you for reading what I have to say. You love to hear what I have to say. It gives you a spirit of refreshment. It puts a sense of gladness in your heart. For the first time, puts a spirit of love in you for self and your kind. It makes you feel that you are an equal human being on this plan, at earth again. It dignifies you. It makes you feel that you should lift up your head and look at men and as a man. Islam, as one writer put it, it is the son of law and truth. Islam the guide, the blessing of the poor, and we are the poor of the earth. We have no home on this earth that we can call our own. We are the doomed as far as the nation is concerned. I want you to pay good attention to everything that I have to say for the next hour or so, and if I happen to go over it, I do so because I have another word there that I think you should know. We're not here to have fun. We're not here to contend with each other. I wouldn't give 2 minutes to contend with you. Go and contend with what I say. Go back home, sit down, and contend with it. If you don't believe it's the truth, write me for the pub lither, tell me you don't believe it, and then show your proof. Chapter 3. Where can you find Negroes in the Bible? Our subject is that blessed thing, which this world has always known would come. It is not a new subject. The white preachers, scholars, and scientists have been preaching it ever since they've known. They know about it. They have continued to warn their people, you and me, of this day's presence. However, they have warned you in such a way that you remain blind, deaf, and dumb to your place in the judgment today. They have been your teachers that God is predicted to destroy. God sent people as guides, but they were not created to guide you into the right way. In fact, they have been made to deceive you concerning this day. They have done such very good job of it that God himself has to come out and guide you and me. Jesus made so many parables relating to this people and their deceit, evil, and false teachings. There are many parables about the lost and found members of our people who are considered as dead. In the 19th chapter of Luke, it teaches you under a type of a man that has 2 sons. One of his wanted his father to divide his portion with him and let him go into a far country or let him be his own guide. The father was very gracious and did just that. The son went away into a far country, and while there, fell among strangers in a strange country and a strange people. There he wasted all of his wealth and property among those people. This is trying to give you and me a picture of our fathers coming in this part of the world among strangers and falling in the hands of strangers. The Bible says, no one gave unto this man, right? You have come into the absolutely proof. You can verify it with your own history that here, no one has given you nothing but slavery and a slave's portion. Now let's take another look at this parable, which wants to compare us with that man and his 2 sons. Here he wants you to see that the father saw him returning home, not from within his own home and country, but he saw his son returning home. Why? Because his son would not be able to live in that country when God strikes that country with plagues. A great famine arose. This is about the best parable of the lost sheep you have there in the Bible. There, the man was given a job that he didn't like. He had become so hungry that he ate what the hog were eating, common bread. This is what the slave master fed our fathers, cornbread. I remember many days in the South when you were looked upon with scorn by the white man if he saw you eating biscuits and or floured bread. In his mind, he felt that you should not be eating that while you are working Negro eat bread, field peas, and some salty sow belly pork. Don't eat the hog shoulders. Don't eat the hog ham. I will eat that. You eat the real fat. Of the hog, his belly fat, where you can get all the park worms and be made dumb. I know what I'm talking about, and you know I know. I'm not going to stay here right now. I have another place we're going. I just wanted to show you how nice you have been treated, as you call it. But with me it was hell, a living hell. You were afraid to walk on the highway day and night, fearing that if you met some of them who were half drunk, they might kill you. Many times that happened. You know that there were no laws to justify your innocence if the white man shoots you down or beats you down on the highway and then goes before his brothers, the judge. Whether you are guilty or not, when you look up in the judge's face, you saw more hateful eyes on you then by the judge than the man that attempted to kill you. Hear the truth and live. You're alive in God. This is the day that you should have the truth, and all of it is plain. Some people call truth raw truth. Some of them call it plain truth, but whatever word you use in English that means plain truth, I say this is the word you should use, plain. You have been reared on falsehood. According to the Bible, you have been reared by a deceiver who has deceived the whole world. God taught me that he has deceived Goths of the nation's population on the planet Earth, but now he comes to you and me to point out that deceit and warn us of the fate of following such deceiver. They will lead you to hell. Both the Bible and Holy Quran bears me witness that this race of people is bent upon destroying all the righteous people by bringing them down to their own doom on the day of judgment. The Bible teaches you that he deceived them and brought them down to a great battle, the battle of Armageddon. He wants to teach you against Allah, not in favor of Allah. They don't establish temples and mosques here and tell you to come in. I want to teach you about the real God and his real religion. Why would he want to put you on the road to God and safety when he was created to keep you off that road? They were not made to put you on the right road. They were made to put you on the wrong road. I shouldn't say created, because they are not created be-inch. They are a made being from grafting. You are created beings. You are self-created. The Father who created us, the black people, He was self-created. He was his own father, and we are from that person. We are not from the people whose number is 6, who were here for only 6,000 years. We've been here more than 6 million years. Chapter 3. Where can you find Negroes in the Bible? Our subject is that blessed thing, which this world has always known would come. It is not a new subject. The white preachers, scholars, and scientists have been preaching it ever since they've known. They know about it. They have continued to warn their people, you and me, of this day's presence. However, they have warned you in such a way that you remain blind, deaf, and dumb to your place in the judgment today. They have been your teachers that God is predicted to destroy. God sent people as guides, but they were not created to guide you into the right way. In fact, they have been made to deceive you concerning this day. They have done such very good job of it that God himself has to come out and guide you and me. Jesus made so many parables relating to this people and their deceit, evil, and false teachings. There are many parables about the lost and found members of our people who are considered as dead. In the 19th chapter of Luke, it teaches you under a type of a man that has 2 sons. One wanted his father to divide his portion with him and let him go into a far country, or let him be his own guide. The father was very gracious and did just that. The son went away into a far country, and while there, fell among strangers in a strange country and a strange people. There he wasted all of his wealth and property among those people. This is trying to give you and me a picture of our fathers coming in this part of the world among strangers and falling in the hands of strangers. The Bible says, no one gave unto this man right. You have come into the absolutely proof. You can verify it with your own history that here, no one has given you nothing but slavery and a slave's portion. Now let's take another look at this parable, which wants to compare us with that man and his 2 sons. Here he wants you to see that the father saw him returning home, not from within his own home and country, but he saw his son returning home. Why? Because his son would not be able to live in that country when God strikes that country with plagues. A great famine arose. This is about the best parable of the lost sheep you have there in the Bible. There, the man was given a job that he didn't like. He had become so hungry that he ate what the hog were eating, calm bread. This is what the slave master fed our fathers, cornbread. I remember many days in the South when you were looked upon with scorn by the white man if he saw you eating biscuits and or floured bread. In his mind, he felt that you should not be eating. That while you are working Negro, eat calm bread, field peas, and some salty sow belly pork. Don't eat the hog shoulders. Don't eat the hog ham. I will eat that. You eat the real fat of the hog, his belly fat, where you can get all the park worms and be made dumb. I know what I'm talking about, and you know I know. I'm not going to stay here right now. I have another place we're going. I just wanted to show you how nice you have been treated, as you call it. But with me, it was hell. A living hell. You were afraid to walk on the highway day and night, fearing that if you met some of them who were half drunk, they might kill you. Many times that happened. You know that there were no laws to justify your innocence if the white man shoots you down or beats you down on the highway and then goes before his brothers, the judge. Whether you are guilty or not, when you look up in the judge's face, you saw more hateful eyes on you then by the judge than the man that attempted to kill you. Hear the truth and live. You're alive in God. This is the day that you should have the truth, and all of it is plain. Some people call truth raw truth. Some of them call it plain truth. But whatever word you use in English that means plain truth, I say this is the word you should use, plain. You have been reared on falsehood. According to the Bible, you have been reared by a deceiver who has deceived the whole world. God taught me that he has deceived Goths of the nation's population on the planet Earth, but now he comes to you and me to point out that deceit and warn us of the fate of following such deceiver. They will lead you to hell. Both the Bible and Holy Quran bears me witness that this race of people is bent upon destroying all the righteous people by bringing them down to their own doom on the day of judgment. The Bible teaches you that he deceived them and brought them down to a great battle, the battle of Armageddon. He wants to teach you against Allah, not in favor of Allah. They don't establish temples and mosques here and tell you to come in. I want to teach you about the real God and his real religion. Why would he want to put you on the road to God and safety when he was created to keep you off that road? They were not made to put you on the right road. They were made to put you on the wrong road. I shouldn't say created, because they are not created be-inja. They are a made being from grafting. You are created beings. You are self-created. The Father who created us, the black people, he was self-created. He was his own father, and we are from that person. We are not from the people whose number is 6, who were here for only 6,000 years. We've been here more than 6 million years. Chapter 4. White race can't account for their first 2,000 years on earth. God has taught me, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, that more than 66 billion years we've been here. We have no birth record. No man has a record of when the first germ of life had taken place in space. No man. If you can, then you know you are the God who knows everything. The one who is with us has got it in his head, his brain. He knows. He doesn't, Professor, actually teach us that here is a man that did so, but he teaches that here are the people from that man. I know you're ready to argue because of what you have been taught. I'm telling you in advance that you have never been taught the truth. How can a 6,000-year-old man belt you to what was back there trillions of years ago? The white race doesn't know anything about their first 2,000 years on this earth. I repeat, they don't know nothing about the 2,000 years they lived in the hills and cave sides of Europe. They weren't writing any history. They were savages. They give you their history of the caveman. That's right. They are the people from the caves, so God has taught me. And who's better knowing of the history of this people than God himself? They fix and fabricate the time so far back until you wonder, were they the first people on the planet? Some of them said that it was 50,000 years ago when they were in the caves, but I'm here to tell you that they were in the caves when Moxes went there to them, and they had been there for 2,000 years up until that time. We don't have white people beyond that semi. You must know the people. How can you reject following a person until you know him? How can you accept a person to follow unless you know him? So, here are two code, Allah and Devil. I am raised among you to teach you who they are. I have been teaching you for 35 years, and now the day have arrived. A Savior is born. Previously, we didn't go all the way into how he was born or why we call him the Son of Man. We didn't go all the way into that, but it's not because God has not taught me all the details to it. I have given it to the scholars and writers of the white people. They are writing on. I've said these things in Phoenix, Arizona a couple of years ago, 1964. I gave it to them. They wanted it to put in a book in the library in New York, and it took me 3 days to give it to them. They have it, word for word. If they change it, it is with them. They're used to that anyway. Chapter 5. The first thing to learn. Remember our subject, the judgment, the separation, and what must be done. What you should do in this time of judgment. The first thing to learn it, who is to be judged? Who is the judge? Who are the people that he will judge? What's the charge that he has against the people that it's judging? What sentence will he impose upon them? What will do with the enemy? These are things that we must look forward to hearing this afternoon. I'm here to put you on the right road if you want to get on it. It's up to you to walk the wrong way after hearing the truth of the right way. It's up to you. I'm not trying to force you, but I wanted just to show you a few things here. Let me show you how buried these authors are against you, who have kept you at servitude and free slaves for 400 years. Want to show you how active they are in keeping you a slave to the knowledge of truth. Do you not see how they try to twist the truth that was given to them just a day prior to this speech? It's only the truth. I'm not trying to exalt myself before you. I'm not trying to show you that I'm smart. I'm only smart in showing you the right way. As soon as you arrived home, some of you, they were preaching the truth on the TV. Rarely we are guilty of what they want you to believe. I want to remind you that he only says or suggests a thing. He doesn't elaborate or tell you what he thinks. He just suggests a thing, and knowing the so-called Negro for so many years, he taught him all that he knows. The white man doesn't have to say, you shouldn't listen to. That man, all he has to do is say he didn't like white folks, and he knows you will believe him to stay away from that nigger. If you don't, you won't have my help. I want you to know today that I am not willing, as they claim. I'm just telling the truth. He can't starve Muslims. The God of Islam and of the Muslims have power over every atom of the earth and of the heavens. They would like to starve Elijah and his followers. They tried it on Muhammad and his followers of 1400 years ago, but lost. This may be so for my followers and I, but I still say they will be the losers. Allah is well and able to make any of them hungry and fill our little stomach to full until we can't rest. I say this to you who think you can't live without the help of the white man. I don't think the intelligent people of the white race here will even think of doing anything like that, because they are intelligent enough to know that they can't win. If you want to believe that they can overcome Allah and put him in the breadline, it's up to you to believe that, but when the time comes, the white man will tell you, like it's written in the Quran, that he didn't force you to make him an equal with Allah. That's there in the Quran. You're trying to do that now. Take him for a God as being equal with Allah, who is the supreme God over all. They say we teach supremacy. What have they taught for the last 6,000 years? If we teach supremacy, I can prove to them without a limit of time that we are supreme people. The Bible teaches you that the righteous are the supreme people and that they are the owners of the heaven and the earth. If that isn't supreme, I would like you to show me what is. Islam is the true religion of God, and the Muslims who believe and follow that religion are the best people of the earth. Some of you are unable to understand the name or word Islam because from the Arab language. In the English language it means submission, entire submission to the will of Allah, God. This is all it means. It means just what you are preaching, but are not doing, submitting to the will of God. You then become His servant, because you serve Him in what He wants you to serve Him in. I don't go around telling you in detail all that Islam requires of you in practice, because many of the things in Islam you are not able to practice right now. But the main thing I want is to get you to submit to Allah and the religion of Allah. The other things will come. You are not able, you are too weak. You were reared by the devil, and in the halls of the devil. One couldn't expect you to perform 100% like a man in Arabia at Mecca where Islam is now practiced. It was never taught to you and your fathers, so there is a little grace given to you for staying like that. No, don't be excited. I'm going to tell you the truth. I know how it is. They wait until church is over, then they will come out to something else. That's the slave house of the black man. Whether it is in America, Africa, or Asia, the church is the slave house. I guess we will see that or read that in the paper. The white man knows that it's the slave house for you. We have about as much protection over there in that house from the Supreme Being, the creator of heaven and earth, as a rabbit have under about 10 hounds all around him. The hounds are not going to teach the rabbit about a hollow tree or the whereabouts of escape. The church does not teach you properly how to escape, because that will condemn the judgment, so they dumped you all in the same pot by saying, God said for us so-and-so. This means all of your however. There's a good one and there's a bad one. Chapter 6, Shriners and the Crescent. I want you to remember that Islam has a sign that represents herself as the friend, right here on my shoulder, here on my head. I wish to get started after a while. Why do you see white people, the Shriners, Muslim Shriners, wearing the crescent only once a year in higher masonry as they call why you don't see them wearing it every day? If Modem Shriners are right, and considered the wisest of the land accepting to be called a Modem Shriners, why don't they wear the fez every day? Because by nature they know that they are not shares in this sun, moon, and star. They were not created in this. They don't belong to this to be called shares in this sun, moon, and star. Their fathers were not made like that. They were grafted out of the true order of the heavens and the earth. Our subject is the judgment. We must know these things. I'm so disgusted at you buying masonry in order to get the friendship of white people. You are born sharers under the crescent. You have your hairs in everything in the universal order of things, because it was your fathers and my fathers who built the universe. All praise is due to Allah. God has the birth of the universe, which you don't know, nor the birth record of the earth. You don't know when this earth came about, but we all have a birth of the white race, which was 6,000 years ago. That's a long time to have ruled over you and me, yet it's not but a fleeting moment to the time that we have been in the universe. It takes time to fly 6,000 years. Through what God had at account of certain things, 76 billion years ago. Try dividing 6,000 years into 75 trillion years, and you'll have an awful small number. Chapter 7. Know the world that was, is, and will be. I want you to know this world, and I want you to know the world of your own, and I want you to understand what the world will look like that's coming in. It's not that I have a full knowledge of it, but I have a sketch or draft of it, enough to warm you. What is Islam? Islam is a religion of unity. It's a unity religion, not a religion of division, but a unity religion. That's why God today has offered Islam for a religion to unite you. Why? Because the power and guidance of Almighty God, Allah, is in that religion. Take Christianity, for example. It doesn't give you any strength. It doesn't remove any fear. It doesn't take away any grief. Instead, it casts the fear. It weakens your strength. It causes you to grieve and sorrow night and day. Allah says in His Holy Quran that he who believes in Him and in His religion and in His prophets of Islam, there is no fear for him, nor shall be grief. The Bible says to you in a prophecy, in the book of Revelation, that if we drink the clear water of truth from the river of life, from the river of truth pouring in your midst, He will wipe away all tears from our weeping eyes. You have a very wise and scientific enemy who is fighting you day and night to keep you from taking a drink of that river that's represented in the Bible's last revelation as the truth. They fight to never let you get a drink of it. This, what I am teaching you, is the river flowing in your midst now. It is the truth. Once you drink of it, you never curse no more. Read to the parable of Jesus while at the well. The woman was of Yaqub's civilization. The well, or the water in the well, represents the false teachings of Yaqub and his people. They said our father Abraham drank from here. He said yes, but all who drank from here, in words to say, always thirsted. Again, however, if you come and drink from me, representing the truth, you will never thirst any more. The woman put up an argument, but eventually she was brought into submission. The well that you are drinking out of is the well of Christianity, which white people built for you. You have still been clamoring for the truth all the while that you drink out of it, right? It is prophesied in the Christian Bible that you must know the truth, but it didn't tell you what truth. Yet when he comes, he will lead you into all truths. Chapter 8. The Meeting with Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. We preach as hard as we can to only be scandalized by the prees. They never come here to do us any good. They look for something to write against you. They wrote about the meeting with me and Dr. King, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Certainly I met with him. I didn't talk much on that previously because I was talking generally. I could tell you as you have it here in our paper. The meeting was a lovely one. He and his wife were two of the most lovely people that I have met as yet. His staff that was with him were very intelligent, and we all felt like we were brothers and sisters together as never before. Dr. King and I did not have one false word and no dispute. We had agreement as you have it here in our paper. That would be against what we teach. We went into very little detail. We wanted to get at the root, as I have said here in our paper, that I wanted to get at the root of the paint, and he was with me on that. White people want to divide Dr. King and L. We were together to understand each other for the first time after condemning each other's stance, talk. I have not read too much of Martin Luther's condemnation of my stand, the teachings that I am teaching, but I have said what Reverend Martin Luther said himself. All of us know he said that he loves white folks, and white people know that he said that. Why is repeated as though I'm the first one to claim that he said something that he himself said? I just hope the white people would tell the truth of what I have said. They don't come to us to be in our meetings, nor is there a hint of them saying anything good about us. If they would start trying to say anything good about us out here in the public, maybe their friends would kill them, that's right. This shows you how much of a devil these people really are, doesn't it? They give Muhammad a real nice picture here in the Tribune, but look at the poisonous way they put it in there. Look at the minimizing of the people's numbers. They always cut people's number down here and try frightening you to keep you from coming out. Chapter 9, Propaganda, a branch of tricknology. I'd like to do a little summary to sum up the evils of this people. Evil tricks are being played on you night today at this very hour. They want to condemn the truth so that you will misunderstand it, reject it, and go on down to hell with them. Their greatest desire is to take their once slave to hell with them, however. At God made Pharaoh give up, also shall he make America give up you. Don't worry, brother. God is going to force him to let you go. As I told you, February 26, 1966, he will bring both of you to your knees. If he doesn't, the prophesied. He doesn't. Then you can say he told other than the truth, because he told me to my face that his greatest desire was to bring this people to their knees. It is right that he will. He knows how to fight a war against an enemy. He uses ammunition against which the enemy has no defense. Look how he's blowing in Texas, in a southern state. Look at the nice good weather you have had all this winter up until this time. As the astronomer said, we haven't had a bad winter. We just had a few days of zero and didn't last a long time. You have not been waiting around this winter in Chicago under 10, 12, 15, and 20 inches of snow. You have not been digging out a way to come out of your yard as a result of being up to your shoulders as you had in previous years, have you? You have had a very nice winter. I've lived here with you. I don't say it's because of my presence, but I'm only saying that I lived here with you through this winter, and God has blessed you with a good winter. He punished the Egyptians right next door to Israel, according to the book. He dried up their fields. He killed their cattle, but kept Israel's alive. That's what the book says. I don't know if the book is lying or not, but that's what it says. Article headline. Muslim leader raps Vietnam policy. I'm trying to take my people into safety like they want to be. They are asking for peace. It is their captives who are wrapping their failed integration into Vietnam. Turn on your TV, listen to your radio. It's them who are wrapping the president's policy, not Elijah Muhammad. I have nothing to do with their policy. This is something that he wants to use to frighten my people away from following me. That's what they put me in prison for 24 years ago, and they admitted it when they freed me. They said, we put you in to keep you from teaching the Negroes they are Muslims. I say to you, know the truth. They know that Elijah is telling you the truth and it breaks their falsehood. As the Holy Quran teaches you and me, the truth has come and falsehood must vanish. If it wasn't for the fear that the white people put in my people, you wouldn't have standing room for blocks around here. The clearest thing you see about them today is that they don't want you to accept the truth. They will even bribe you to keep you from accepting the truth. They will offer you a job up in their offices even if you are not fully qualified, just to keep you away from the truth like Pharaoh did. The Holy Quran says that Pharaoh said to his magicians that if you can overcome Moses and Aaron, I will give you a place near me. This is what you are offered today, a place in Washington, a place in Chicago, a high provision to keep you from coming into the knowledge of the truth and into the truth with your qualified presence. Every man that comes to follow me, if the white man thinks he has a diploma from high school, he tries to stop that, not to think over those who are holding degrees from colleges and universities. He tries to make mockery of you for coming and following me. He will tell you that Elijah has never been through high school. You want to follow an ignorant man like that? Ask him how much education, degrees, and diplomas did Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad have. Nevertheless, you feel proud for the enemy to say to you, you are like myself, you know. You have such and such degree. I went to such and such college. Then you say with amazement, oh, you went to that college. Oh, yet we are colleagues, he says. This is the way he defeats you, and it keeps you a subject to himself. There is no teaching that has ever comes to the so-called American Negro, which the white man hated and hoped to keep you from, than Islam and the history that I'm teaching you of. He knows that I dare him to come out here and try disputing the truth with falsehood. He knows he can't win. He mentioned that I offered them $100,000 on this day a year ago to prove that they were not devils. He hasn't put it up. He didn't say he could disprove. He just repeated what's said to frighten the so-called Negroes. This sent a signal that if you hear someone calling me a devil, you'd better stay away from them. He doesn't say that he's not a devil. In 15 years, he hasn't tried to prove that he's not a devil. He knows that you're a fool. He knows that he doesn't have to contend over the truth. He just tell you he doesn't like it, and you will go and say, boss, I don't like it either. I'm not going near that nigger. He can be ran out the country, boss. But if he don't like our country, why doesn't he leave? Our country, the Negro calls it, but he doesn't have a country here at all. Der country. He continues, if he doesn't like it, boss, I don't like what you don't like. Let's get him out of here. Bosses go over and kill him if you say so. If your boss is afraid to do it, you should tremble and run. He's not trying to kill me. If he tries it, it will only be through you. I live among them whites and I drive among them daily. I never see one trying to attack me. However, he's trying to get you to do it. He knows it's suicide, but he wants you to do it. Chapter 10. God offers a program. There never was a man raised in the Western Hemisphere that looked like me and was wrapped up with the power of God on his side as I am. You have it written there in the Bible, but you give all the credit or ascribe the attributes to someone who actually didn't do it. You have it written. My protection is in your Bible and you will be protected if you follow me. Dr. Martin Luther King, I repeat, is a very nice friendly acting man, considering he has been following unfriendly people. We both were born in the same state, old lynching Georgia, the firebrand state for the so-called Negroes. I've known them to put you to a stake and burn you after they have made pieces of your body with bullets for nothing. You never see a court. They care nothing about a court for you. They want to just have an excuse to kill you after your parents and my parent have slaved for you years to build a castle and a paradise for them. And today he will grab a Negro with a smile and kill them. I say, hear me, my people, learn in the truth, consider the truth. You have been robbed and spoiled, as Salah teaches you in the Bible. A vicious enemy is after you daily, every hour. As the Psalms say, they live their life under the very shadow of death. This is not talking about the house of Israel, it's talking about you and me who are lost and now found in that house of Israel. Dr. King is a fine man, and we have a meeting coming up again. What went wrong? It is the white people who did not want a man that they thought they had enslaved so much to the knowledge of the truth, to come visit a man that is now opening his mouth, speaking the truth, and is focused and wide awake to the truth of the people who have ruled us for the last 6,000 years. I cannot say that I should throw nearly 500,000 people behind Martin Luther King's program. We want more than that. Certainly we want a clean house, Reverend King, but I say let's get at the root of it. Did you see what his so-called friends did to him as soon as he met with me? Now they want to tear up his program, condemning him, saying that he doesn't have the right to do this. Yet at first, everybody was with him. Why? because they thought that maybe they could produce some program with a leader behind it that would offset you from believing in the program that I have offered to you in the name of God. On the last page of the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, for 4 long years, this program has been in your eyes. 4 long years. You have not joined up with me on a program that would bring to you and to our people salvation and independence. You have not been given that kind of program. Protesting an unclaimed home and apartment in the country for the so-called Negroes and protecting the unwanted presence of all white people cannot be the program for us today. No, we are a free people and have never left those who have enslaved us. Ask for a clean and decent send-off. Let us go off and build a clean house for ourselves. This is the thing Allah wants, some of this earth that 1 million could live on that they can call their own, like other nations. What does 22 million freed slaves look like? Protesting the living conditions before he protests his hindrance from going free and dead? This is the thing Elijah is doing. Why should we worry the government of America for anything other than a way out her? Let's take a look at what the program has been looking like in your face for 4 years. We want free. Dom. You say you want it, but want freedom given to you equal with those who have robbed you of freedom. We want a full and complete freedom, and freedom indeed, from what? From you. Second, we want justice, equal justice under the law. My fathers and I have never has been given equal justice under a law that you claim to be just, made for the land and people. We look at it engraved in Washington on the top of the house that you call your Justice Building. There it is. There are 9 carved out rows of justice. The judges who supposed to seek justice for others have failed to seek true justice for the condemned. They are carved in the rows. They are on the house of justice, 9 judges. The root of this is in the universal order of things. We have 9 planets, inhabited planets, which justifies the Creator, the big judge. The Son's family is a picture before us of God and His work. They copied from it 9 judges. It takes 9 months to have matured being. They have a good science, but what are they doing with? We went to them about the mistreatment we received. When the lawyer came back, they told us that they said, they just can't give it to us. They know it's right, they can't give it. This is now the word from the 9 judges up there in Washington. They know that you are mistreated, but they didn't put that law up there in those carved images of judges for you Negro. It is for their people and not for the Negro. We get no justice, for which we beg the white man, whether it's from jury, senator, congressman, or the president himself. Martin Luther King, my brother, he went and asked the government to give his people and himself the freedom that the government claimed they have. When they went down there telling the South to give us the right to the voting poll, he got us beaten and slapped into jail. This is the way they treat you if you want justice. Finally, they started beating and sticking dogs on his followers, turning fire hoses on his followers. Then they were guarded from being in the court, guarded from being in a decision with his own people before the governor of the state. He then landed back home. The governor then advised that we can settle our own differences. Don't have those people coming from the north. In the south, there the man stands trembling because he knows that he has never been given justice by a southern ruler. They start shooting them down on the highway. Every white man starts taking a pot shot at a Negro seeking his rights. Those who were following Dr. Martin Luther King can hardly stay in the South in peace. Both of us were born there. We know what it is. We will have another meeting and another meeting and another meeting. I love the man. Why? Because I know he doesn't understand. However, just doses of the wisdom that Allah has delivered to us, who came in the person of Master Fan Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, will heal him. Only 3 doses is necessary, and after he has digested the first dose and the second dose, I won't have to offer him the 3rd dose. He will take it himself. Certainly it was Martin Luther King who said he loved white people, and that he wanted to be their brother and not a brother-in-law. These are his words, but they press love to mention that as a contrast to show you how much Elijah hate white folks. They try suggesting that I hate Martin Luther King for loving them. This is what he wants to do. What love have you shown Dr. King? What love have you shown to any so-called Negro, with the exception of that Negro licking your books? When they stop licking your boots, you seek to kill him. If this is not the nature of a devil, find me a devil and show me his real nature. They are our enemies. Chapter 11. Christians and Jews are brothers. The Holy Quran says, do not take the Christian nor the Jew for friends. They are friends of each other. That we know, and we are here as proof of that. They both have deceived us. O you who believe, take not the Jews and the Christians for friends. They are friends of each other, and whoever among you takes them for friends, he indeed is one of them. Some of you let one brother fool you, but I say be careful of both of them. They both are brothers. There are a few Jews, let me tell the truth, due to their condition, show a little appreciation for you and me. They lived almost next door to us in Asia Minor, and they has been among us for many years. They live similarly like us. They eat similarly like us. We call them Orthodox Jews. I'm not talking about drunken and silly Jews that kill meat every day with a house full of pigs to sell you, and a house full of bad Christian beer and wine to sell you. That's not a good Jew. He's an enemy to his believing we call those who tried to practice what Moses taught them pretty fair fellows. Mind you now, not to fair that we take them to be true Muslims, but we think that they're pretty good according to their nature. I want you to take time and understand. I can hurry. I can tell you everything I want to tell you in your minutes. But I want you to know the truth. I want you to understand the truth. This is what I want to do, therefore, I am taking my time. Chapter 12. Rejectors of the Truth. I say you have been deceived, and today the deceiver must be made manifest. I'd like to read to you a verse of Noah's teachings. He says here in the 71st surah of the Quran, in the first verse, "Surely we sent Noah to his people saying, warn thy people before there comes to them a painful chastisement." Noah says this, "O my people, surely I am a plain wamer to you that you should serve Allah and keep your duty to him and obey me. He will forgive you some of your sins and grant you a respite to an appointed term. Surely the term of Allah when it comes is not postponed. Did you but know?" This is Moses' teaching to his people. He said to Allah, "My Lord, I have called my people night and day, but my call have only made them flee the more. And whenever I call to them that they may forgive them, they thrust their fingers in their ears, cover themselves with their garments and persist and are big with pride. Then surely I have called them aloud and spoke to them in public and spoken to them in private. No, I have said, ask forgiveness of your Lord. Surely he is ever forgiving." Yet they did not believe. They didn't believe Noah. Allah had to kill his people. They were sticking their fingers in their ears to keep from hearing the truth, as you do here now. If we try getting up to some of you who are big with pride, you stick your fingers in your ears. I have been done just like that. A whirlwind covers their face. You don't want to even see it. I have been done like that by my people here. They walk away and confess that if they stood there and listened to me, I would have them believing in. They run to keep from believing in it or hearing it, as Salah says in the Bible. They put their fingers in their ears and shut their eyes lest they see with their eyes that it is the truth, hear with their ears that it is the truth, and thus may be converted in their hearts that it is the truth. God may forgive them and convert them to the truth, but they won't even allow it in their ears. What should you do to them? Throw them up into hell and burn them. That's the way, that's the best way. Burn them. Since they stop their ears, stop them up from hearing the truth, open it up with a flame of fire. Chapter 13. Fighting in Islam. As far as fighting in Islam, we don't pick up weapons and start fighting, because Allah has forbid me. We are not afraid. When you find a scared Muslim, he is not a Muslim. A real Muslim has no fear at all. He's like a rattlesnake. Nature did not put fear in a rattlesnake. You can't run it. If you get it in a corner, it will fight night there until you kill it. Every time you come close to him, he reach out his teeth at you to try to keep you from hurting him, and he balls right back up. But if you walk away from him, he won't race after you. He'll stay right there watching for you to come in attacking. Distance. The beast lion is the same whether you go to the jungles of Africa or right here. If you don't bother him, he don't bother you. He will even graze like he doesn't see you if you are trying to be nice with it. He lays his head down and closes his eyes until you pass. He acts as though he didn't even see you. However, if you come brandishing a gun or something with which he knows will take his life, then he fights you. Muslims are like that. They are like lions and rattlesnakes. They never will bother you if you don't bother them. The Holy Quran teaches us to fight when we are fought against, but never to be the aggressor. It makes it clear to you to never start the fight. The Holy Quran teaches us similar to what Jehovah taught Moses, who was also a prophet of Islam. There are no prophets back behind Muhammad who were not prophets of Islam. This is the teaching of the Holy Quran. The Bible says they all said, "Thus, hear the word of the Lord." They all preached one God and not two or three. Even Jesus did not say he had two fathers in heaven, but only one Father. I want you to listen to me, because I'm not quite through yet. The 4th verse of the Get Surah of the Holy Quran reads like this: "Surely Allah loves those who fight in His way in ranks, as if they were a solid wall." This is referring to the Muslims. Don't run and scatter back and go back on your heels frightened of the enemy. Stand there like a wall. Fight them if they're trying to fight you. This is the law of nature. If you ham up your cat in your hours, it will fight you. If you caught an old coward dog, he will fight you. Everything will fight if you give them no other option of defending itself against an attacker, with the exception of a Negro. When you hear the news this evening, I can hear it now, he's out there teaching them to fight white folks. They love to say anything they can keep to you from believing and following Elijah Muhammad. Chapter 14, Catholicism and the Black Men. Who taught you to fight us? I guess it was the preacher. They most certainly haven't taught against you fighting us. For 400 years, the preachers of Christianity, the Pope of Rome, has never said to America, stop beating, killing, and lynching the Negro, but rather sided in with the murderer of the Negro. They have actually shown him how to be more murderous to the Negro. Now, the Catholics are like a rattlesnake crawling around in your midst, licking out his tongue trying to get you to join the Catholic religion. We'll give you equality now. I remember when I was a man coming up, you better not dare go over to them. They would tell you, there is a Negro church down there, nigger. White people have ever kept us separated from them, until today. Now, even the Pope of Rome would with that. All the Negroes would get in the Catholic Church. He has his priests praying to get you to join up with Catholicism for what? So you can us for hell, that's all. The Catholic Church is now trying to bring you in among them as a member any way you want, and it's from the order of the Pope. The Pope went over to a people not so long ago, the Hindu people, who worship anything for a god. The Pope seeks doom. That's what he sees. He came here to warn his followers in North America that the day was now. He told them that if they don't act decent, like human beings, we're God going to kill you. In his action, in his words, he didn't say those exact words that I'm saying, but this is what he meant. We want peace. Try and find some way to bring about peace, but that should have happened a long time ago. Now you run and join up with the Catholics and sit back, sticking out your chest as though to say I'm in heaven or in a place of security now, but in reality, all you have is the best ticket to hell than even one of these Baptists or Methodists have. Believe it or let it alone. The Pope of Rome is not a member of God's family. Your Bible in Revelations refers to him as a dragon. When I was a boy in the South, no white man would encourage Catholicism in the South. I know what I am talking about. I was there. Now anything today that will deceive the Negro and keep him in the church, throw it on him. Whether it's through your girls or your wife, keep this Negro here with us. Don't let him go over to the crescent, our sign representing the universe. He doesn't want you to get under this sign, but to get up on the cross, Negro, so we can all you faster. The cross is an object of hatred, an object of slavery, an object of grief, sorrow, and finally death. Get out of it or suffer. Hellfire is on its way after the cross, your cross. Your belief in a dead prophet will get you nothing today. I only want to sum up the judgment for you. I don't have much more to say to you on these things, but I want to get you up to the judgment. Why the judgment? Why should we be so preaching judgment if the Christian, European, and American people were right? Why should they be expecting trouble? Why are they in trouble? If the church was a place of safety and Jesus Christ would save all that follow the Christian religion, why is Christianity in trouble? If we are having wars today and the people of Asia and Africa don't want to agree with Christianity on her terms for peace, who could blame them? Who started the war? Was it Asia or Africa? Why is the U.S. over in these countries fighting them at their door? It's the truth. Those people are not here sitting around American or one of her islands. Yet, America is there with whistling guns and deadly missiles on her planes to wipe them out the instant they see one of these people using one. Nevertheless, America is in Asia. America is not sitting out there on her border trying to defend America's border. She's at the border and in the house of other people. This is what we hear the senators arguing about at the round table talk on TV. Why shouldn't we come out of Vietnam? What right do we have over there? This is their own talk, not Elijah's talk. It's their talk. On one hand, asking the house and the family for peace, while you're in there killing the family. How can you get peace while murdering the people? This is true. He says he wants the North to respect the South. He wants to take care of them, teach them his civilization. This is your death, forcing your way upon other people whether they like it or not. If they don't like it, you say, look here and inspect my lethal weapons I've just made. And if that's not enough, you know I have a stockpile of bombs and hydrogen bombs. I'll wipe every one of you off the face of the earth. I can do this 2 or 3 times and have some more left for anyone that wants to settle on the earth. This is the big talk of America. You then tell people to accept your terms of peace or alter you'll kill them. This is what they are saying, not what Elijah says, but this is what they are saying to us and to the world. A Negro then says, go over there and kill that nigger. He may wake up another nigger killer, get something on him so we can get rid of him. The damnation, as the Bible teaches you, is not in Garing. Hell is opening her doors for you. And if anyone on earth for whom hell's doors should be opened, it is the American white people. You are the troublemakers of the world and haters of your own Negroes, who have been too loyal to you to lay down their lives, their carcass on all foreign soil. You then lynch the one that happens to escape and return home. You beat him to death or hang him to a tree. If we protect your evils, you seek to kill all of those who protest. You think we don't want justice? You think he doesn't want to be free of such an enemy at you? What do you think we are, iron, bone? We are human beings. Every time he gets a chance, he's asking you, what did Elijah say? Why do you want to know what Elijah said? You want to see if he said something that you want to kill him for. You already want to kill him. You want to kill him for the truth he's teaching. Oh, if we could just get a charge against him that he's teaching the Negroes they shouldn't go to the war. We'll make a charge against him like that. They did that in 1942. This is 1966. God is with me to tell the truth. You think I don't love my own people? When the Bible teaches you that if you see an old or falling into the ditch, won't you pull him out? Now, I see my people falling in Hall, won't try to help save them? Let the world know. I want the world to know. I'm talking to the world. My voice is probably going around the world with their setup to get it, that Elijah will defend his own people who are trying to find their way to the truth with his very life. You say, don't tell them how to be saved. Don't teach them how to be saved. Leave them to me. Let me guide them and I'll carry them to hell with me. That's what he wants. But I have been risen among you to teach you the truth, whether you believe it or not. I'm not raised among you to force you to accept the truth. Allah is independent. Islam bears no compulsion. However, I must tell you the truth as it is written. It is incumbent upon God that he gives you the truth, and I am the man that he sent with the truth. As it is written, Height is who sent his messengers with the guidance and the true religion of Islam, that he may make it to overcome the religions. All of them, not one, but all of them. Though the disbelievers be adverse, we care nothing about your dislike today. They intend, with the help of Allah, Islam, the Muslim world, to sit a religion over the people, which is approved by God. The people will be happy and in unity under that religion, and there is no other religion that can bring unity, love of the brotherhood among the people, but Islam. Chapter 15, The Prophets, Their Religion and Time. I'm not worried about what you believe of Moses. I'm not worried about you wanting to follow Moses. I'm not worried about what you believe of Jesus and that you want to follow Jesus. I'm not worried about what you believe of Muhammad of 1400 years ago and if you want to follow him. I'm not worried about that. I'm only trying to deliver the truth that they prophesied would come to you. Those prophets did their job and are gone, but we are at the end of a world that they suffered and died in. Today, we want to do that which they said God told them would be done in this day and time. You have disdain or contempt for what I'm teaching, because my name is Muhammad, a name that God gave me. You think that I'm trying to take the credit of Jesus and Muhammad? No. I'm trying to do the things that they predicted I would do. They have done their work, and their work is on the pages of history. It has lived up to today. However, there is universal change now taking place. They cannot carry you through this. They were not born to carry you through this. That's why they came from 4,000 to that of 1,400 years ago. The teachings that they gave their people in those days are not for guiding you today, only the fundamental principles of their teachings, which is the belief in Allah as one God, believe in his prophets and their scriptures they brought to you, do righteousness, keep up honor and respect to Allah in prayer, and give to the cause of the truth. This is what Islam is going to keep forever. However, there is a new Islam breaking on out that these prophets prophesied would come. Chapter 16, New Islam and a New Book. In the Holy Quran it says, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, nor has entered the hearts of man to conceive what Allah has in store for them who believe in him in the last days. These are the last days of this world. None of the prophets in the past could see into this. They didn't have the scriptures for tomorrow. They had the scriptures up to today, yet there are many Muslims who will tell you that the Holy Quran is the book that we must go by forever. We will go by the principles of it, but not the things that were taught Israel, not the things that are taught to you and me in the Vold up to this day. that will pass into tomorrow. The book teaches you that there is another book. The Bible teaches you that there is another book that takes you over into the hereafter. This book, the Holy Quran of today and the Bible, is to bring us up to the resurrection and the end of this world, but not to take us through the other world. It is not guidance for that world. Allah has a new guidance for that world, because that's a new world, do you understand? It will be a new people and a new government for that people. It's called Islam, and the book is called the Holy Quran because the meaning of the name Quran is good for that book too. Listen well. The Bible and Quran says of this new book that eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, nor has entered into the hearts of man to know what God has in store for the hereafter and for the people of that time. You are not to know it. This is closing out a world that has ruled for 6,000 years. Their rulers were enemies to the righteous. The world to come is a world of righteousness and a people of righteousness, the laws of whom shall not be broken or disobeyed in that world, nor shall an enemy of that world go over in that world. The disbeliever shall be cut off on this side, and the believers will go on the other side. You are not to know what God has prepared for them, since you are not going over there. Listen good. The Holy Quran we have today teaches you that God has a book that the disbeliever have never touched, nor can they touch that book. It's called a preserved book. Right. I want the Muslims to understand this, especially the Orthodox Muslims. That book, none shall touch it but the purified ones. There are a few purified people. Very few are purified people. No man shall touch it, except those purified or those God allows. He sent that script with me, that book with me, and he told me it had that book. No man has seen that book or read that book, but he had. He was waiting for the proper time to give to someone. He also said that in that book, no man knows what is in it. This is what no eye has seen or ear has heard. He told me, wrote it myself, and no one knows. That book is to serve as a guide for the hereafter for the righteous who are looking to see the hereafter. That will be their guide. This book, Holy Quran, teaches us of what prophets had to endure with disbelieving people of this world, how Allah appointed them as a sign for this world today. This book teaches us how disbelieving hypocrite people treats a prophet in order to give the Muhammad of today a good knowledge of what happened to God's warner, God's messenger before him. This is what it is. This is a book that is given to a last messenger with history of other messengers, to acquaint him more into the knowledge of the people with whom he has to deal with. This is what the Holy Quran is. The Bible is the same. These two books stop at the resurrection of the dead, and the dead are the lost member of the black nation whose enemies have killed to the knowledge of self and others. This book opened his eyes. A messenger is raised who has been given the knowledge of the book. The messenger that's raised in the last days must have a knowledge from God of his written word given by the prophets before him. These two books, the Bible and Quran, are made clear. The understanding or interpretation is given to that last man and given to him at a glance. He doesn't have to read the whole book. Just show him something in it that you found. Quickly, God has already given him the understanding of it. He doesn't have to study. The same goes for the translated Quran. You don't have to read this book to me. Just tell me what you don't understand about. This is an answer to Abraham's and his son Ishmael's prayer. O Allah, raise up from among them a messenger or an apostle from among themselves and teach him the wisdom and the book. The book there refers to the Bible. For they only use conjecture, guessing, and that you know. Thousands of preachers all over the country are guessing at the Bible's meaning. Therefore, they don't understand it, and they're still out there too proud to come and get it from one that God has given it. Chapter 17, Judgment and Separation. Both books warn you of the coming judgment. Both books warns you of a great separation. You say you don't want to be separated. You're a disbeliever in the word of God. On that day they will be separated, says the Holy Quran. The Bible says, and the Son of Man shall set, he shall set, and he shall judge the nations, for all shall be judged before him. And the judgment will be set, says Daniel, and the people of God, the ancient of the ancient, will come, and they will be taken away the grace. They will come and take their people in the night. Moses, the Bible says, went out under a physical darkness with Israel. That was a physical darkness, and the Bible teaches us that Moses told them that not a dog shall move its tongue. The Bible teaches and the Holy Quran teaches you that we also will be carried out under darkness, but not under a physical darkness, it's not necessary, but under a spiritual darkness of the people's brain not working right. We will go out while they are confused. Confusion. Confusion, as it is written, it is taking over America. Every hour of the day, they are trying to find a way out of their own bought troubles, and it's getting worse every hour. each one trying to blame the other, and finally they jump on the president and talk about assassinating him, but they yet never got too busy to stop and try stopping you from going over to your own. Chapter 18. He was a liar from the beginning. Here in the Chicago Tribune, Sunday, February the 27th, they have here, the teacher of Muhammad. All look at what they say. Everywhere we go, the mass media visits the people that came to that mace meeting. The numbers are always cut in two by the white man. Even those who attended saw the amount of people we actually had. I want you to tell us, since you have gone over this place for 3 or 4 years, have you ever had anyone or yourself count the seats in this place? Yes, sir. How many seats are in this place? We paid for 2,000 seats on the floor, 1,700 seats around the sides are, and 1,000 seats in the upper balcony. We have 2,000 on the main floor. On the main floor? Did you have someone to count? Yes, sit we have on the end tier. How many? Ooh, I want exact figures, because the owner knows how many is in here. In the second tier around the sides are 1,657 seat, 2,000 seats on the foot that S 5,637 seats. And the third tier 1,971 seats up there. That's a total of 7,600 seats altogether. That's 10,600 seats in this place. Brother Secretary, since you know the seating capacity of this place, how many would you estimate is in here at this hour? At this hour we are 2,000 seats on the floor and 3,637 around the side. That's 5,648 people down here, and we have brothers standing around. So we have over 6,000 people in here, and we have over 400 brothers in the top chairs, in addition to the 6,000 people we have on the floors, and you have about 6,000 now. Yes, sit, we have over 400 broth ERs in the top chairs on the north and the south. Yes, and everybody can take a look. Yes, sir. Well then, why would they say a low number such as this for us in the paper and the owner is right here in our midst? Yes. We went to New York, and we rented the armory there, and the seating capacity there, according to the engineer, said it was something like 14,000, and we had all the available space filled there, with 3,000 milling around on the outside. How many did they say we had at that time? I believe it was 4,000, around about 4,000. Last year they said that we had about 1,000 to 3,500. Yesterday they gave us about that same number. Let's see what they said here. They put it in the paper. 25,000 we had here yesterday, February 26. The paper said that we barely made a dent in here yesterday, and we had the floor covered with 2,000 people. We had all around here the first theater just like we are today. I want you to see just how they are working against you. Let me read a little of this to you. It says here that they had 4,000 members of the Black Muslims. There was 4,000 of my followers. Think over how many here who weren't my followers. This is an evil world. Jesus certainly didn't make a mistake when he said that they were liars from the beginning. What surprises me here is that they said the owner even beared witness that there was no more than that number. If we rent a place, and the owner tells us that it seats 5 or 10,000 people, and then charges for a seating capacity that only seats about 30,500, then we need to go back to the owner and tell him to give us back our money. They are real enemies of Islam. They killed and are charged with murdering all the prophets of Islam. They chased every Muslim trying to take Islam away from them. The Holy Quran says that neither the Christian nor the Jew will never be satisfied until you come back into the religion they produced. They won't be satisfied with you then, because they're not satisfied with those already in it. Let's see what the paper says. Elijah Muhammad, 69, criticizes America's policies in Vietnam and burnt on Dr. Martin Luther King. He's trying to make enemies between us. Negro civil rights leader, with whom he met just a few days ago. They came out to my house before ever anyone asked them. They rang the doorbell and said, "We came out here to take pictures of Dr. Martin Luther King," as though they had a perfect right to run in my house to get pictures of people. No one had asked them. I told the doorman to go and tell them we hadn't asked them out to take no picture. Yet, to show you how andous they were to get something against this meeting, in order to keep you from thinking that Dr. King and I were agreeing with each other, they stayed out there across the street all the time we were in there, waiting to get a peep at him. They invited King and I to come outside of my house to take a picture out there in the cold. What the hell, pardon me? Hell is not a curse word. Hell is a place or condition, a condition of a man's life, and it can be that he has lost his wealth. That's hell to him. It can be that he can't find a job to support himself and his family. That's hell. It can be that he's hungry and can't find anything to eat. That's hell, so take whatever you want. Who criticized America's policy in Vietnam? They are the ones criticizing their own policy. This is just to make you think that if you follow Muhammad, you'll get yourself in trouble with God. so he may say what he says, but don't you say it. They're criticizing their own policy. They're asking each other, what the hell are we doing over there? They want to come out now, but they say what I said. If he says Americans don't want to fight but a month, because those people over there said they were prepared to fight America for years. I didn't go over there. They didn't tell me that. They told America that, and I'm saying what they said. I'm saying they're not willing to fight 20 months, and that's right. They don't want to fight another week. That's right. They are telling us on the TV and on the radio they want somebody to find a way they can get out of the Vietnam War without losing their faith. Now you repeat what they says. It's a crime. He make it appear to the blind, deaf and dumb that it is a crime. He shouldn't have said that. We are brothers and sisters, and if a man thinks nothing of his own blood and his own flesh, he's not fit to be a member of that blood and flesh. It says here in the Tribune that I teach hell on earth. I don't have to teach it. I'm in here on earth. He boasted, meaning me, that he wished he could have created hell on earth at Watts last year. I wasn't out there in Watts. I had nothing to do with nothing out there, but if I had wanted to order my followers to fight back, it could have made a hell there for you. That's what I meant. In 1958 at the Uline Arena in Washington, I said there that every justice had failed us. The R had failed us, the president had failed us, the judges in the Supreme Court have failed us, the priests have failed us, the church had failed us, and the best thing that we can do is take it all. We have been so faithful at following and believing in it. As for that false stuff of the church, go put it in a garbage pile, go dump it into the plant where they burn garbage, then take the pile and fight like hell with it. We want justice. We want to be treated like human beings, and we have taken enough beatings and death. The Tribune says here that I've scored King. I love King. We have met together, and if I can ever get that fright out of him, he'd be a fine Muslim. Just so happens, the paper says, Elijah Muhammad expressed scorn for Dr. King. No, sir. King will tell you better than that. It goes on to say that after the two met last week, that they had a common cause in the overall slum condition. I told Dr. King that would like to get at the root of the poison of why we are there in the slum. It just so happened that the people he loves, I think, are a race of devils. Muhammad said, are you able to disprove that you are a race of devils? A year ago, the Tribune goes on, Il, meaning me, offered to give $100,000 to any white man who could prove he was not a white devil. Why have not you put up something? That's been a year ago. If you are not the devil, then you had a whole year to prove that you are not a devil. It said yesterday, you don't try integrating with people who by nature you don't belong with. What's wrong with that? That's right. Muhammad said I would rather follow the white man than a black man that's against the white man. But for the black man, I don't know what kind of language he has here now. He made a mess of it because he's trying to fix the truth so that you wouldn't believe it. He says that white people did not want Clay in the army. That's true, he didn't. You have classified him an unfit for the army. 2 times you have did this. Now, as soon as he accepts Islam, he's fit for the army. Meaning, what now? He's fit for death now because you would like to kill the Muslim outfit. If you become a Muslim, we want him in the army where he can get killed. It further says that accused white people of plotting for Negroes. The Negroes should go to Vietnam and kill other Negroes. I didn't know that the Vietnamese people were Negroes. It goes on, while our sons stay home and go to colleges and universities died or tell the truth, he wants to kill you and make you love. It is his sons that don't want to go to Vietnam. They are committing suicide and seeking to assassinate the president for you sending them over there. They hate any of Washington's army officials, the vice president, the secretary of state, the captain of the army, or the generals of the army for sending them over to Vietnam, and then portray them on the TV screen telling you and I how much white men hate going to Vietnam to fight for his own America. When the Negro says that he doesn't want to go, they say, oh, get that nigger, put him right in the front line. The Negroes have no America that they can fight for. He's never given any of this sale to fight for. I have told them for the last 4 years that if he wants us to fight for him and to go to wars and to help him to fight foreign people that he claims are enemies and worse, give us something to fight fought. This is nothing but justice after 40 years of serving white America under servitude slavery and under free slavery. He used our people when they were yet in servitude slavery to fight her wars, yet have the Negro in jail. Now today, for 400 years, they tell us we are free and even as citizens, but still tell us to go fight. And every time we return home, we get a fight. Here in his paper, he called me a convict and a draft dodger. Think over that. Why is that strange in your government for a man to be called a convict? How many have escaped your prison houses? Is that anything strange to the man that you worship and tell us to call him God? Jesus, you say, what a convict, and you put him in prison. You put him in prison, beat him up, and then killed him. I didn't dodge no drat. I just didn't accept the draft. They weren't drafting me. I'm a Muslim. Why should they draft me? They couldn't draft me. I accepted and took the punishment. They said that the alternative was 5 years. I said, okay, I'll take that. A draft dodger, when did I try to dodge the draft? In fact, I wasn't even in the age limit. I wasn't running from no draft. I was running from their bloodthirsty hit that they had put on me here. I was dodging no draft. I didn't even touch the pin to register. I wasn't dodging no house and later they caught me and made me to register up and take my place in it. No. When they found me, I was there in Washington before their face. Did that look like dodging? I was walking the streets every day in Washington. That's where they arrested me. Does that hurt your heart, my brother, for them to tell you that I tried to dodge the army? Does that make you feel angry against me? They'll just outright falsely accuse you, right in your face. Before I could get out of here, they have probably said enough to make everybody think that I'm in here lying. They don't want to hear the truth. Their nature is made like this. They teach false and make people believe false and make them to believe truth is false. But with my God today, you will see the truth, and He's able to make them bow to be. We absolutely are not guilty of these things. They are just saying what they have to say. If we're free, then leave us alone and let us go free. We've got nothing to do with your war if we are free. We didn't make trouble with those people. They're no troublemakers. Why do you say that we now should go and kill innocent people that we have no disagreement with? If we don't do our, then you lock us up for not doing it when we don't even have a home here. Oh, but he wages attacks on UT, night and day, and even threatened to bomb our homes if you don't like them. Their brutality and murder on you. You must act like you like them and love them. What kind of people do they think we are? We are human beings. They are heartless and have a merciless nature, of which you are an absolute victim. They make it seem as if you are against the law of justice if you don't bow to what they lead you to of injustice. That's a dirty so-and-so. If God doesn't rise up to establish justice for the innocent and for the righteous, you won't have a righteous person on earth if this people are given the freedom to kill you. That's what they want. After all our loyalty to them, they still don't want you to open your mouth for anything like defense for yourself. The Tribune headline reads, Muslim leaders wraps policy. I don't care, mister, what kind of policy you make over there. I'm not going in it. I don't care what kind of policy it is. I have a home to go to. If you don't like me here, I will go to my brother's home. He will let me in, and all of them that follow me, and that includes Muhammad. All he put Cassius out there. He called him a slave. He couldn't answer to be. He arrived wearing a guard uniform. The white man looked at him as though to say, look at him. He's breaking the law now. He's going to his own. What right does he have AB bending his own meeting? He is a member of black people by flesh and blood. We are born Muslim. If he denies he's not, he is a born Muslim by nature. I will prove to the world by the word of God and by the witness of God in the nation of Islam, that every one of you are Muslim, every one of you, but you didn't know it. You could never be a Christian unless you turned yourself pale white with blue eyes. The white man makes pictures of Jesus as a white man with blue eyes. He doesn't make him black, they make him white. Well, if Jesus is a white man, and if he's going to treat you like these that call themselves his followers, I say, stay away from that type of Jesus. Chapter 19, the mother of all plains. It has reached the depth of a mile, then it explodes and sends up a mountain mile high. Do you have anything like that? It will kill the civilization for so square miles around. Inside that mighty bomb is a gas bomb, that when this bomb explodes down there in the earth 1 mile, the gas bomb will go off so that if there's any wounded laying around, they will take a sniff of that. I hope that you who are laughing will escape it. I'm warning you to fight for your life. You say, we can't do that. He told me they brought up Mount Everest and all the other mountains. It was people that did this. Now you know they had a powerful bomb to bring up a mountain, and they are smiles, Mount Everest. They know something about bombing, don't they? You learned how to bomb and scatter a few houses down, but they even know how to bomb planets out of existence. They did these things. I want you to know the truth. I want you, my frightened people of white folks, to know that the white man can't save himself. Want to give you a knowledge of these things, because the day has arrived and now approaches that these things were going to happen. America takes such a foolish idea and try killing Elijah and his followers. That's what they want to do. Their greatest desire is to get rid of Elijah Muhammad and his followers. He'll make this serve as sign for you, that if you follow the teachings, you will be killed. But you must remember, Elijah is not without a God. Chapter 20. I know who they are. I know what they are. I was reared by them. For 69 years, I know what they are. I know that they don't mean black people any good. I am not preaching trying to change you from doing that which your heart wants to do. I don't want your body and white people has your heart. I want your heart. It doesn't make any difference with me after I tell you the truth. You can go to war with whom you will. I'm not trying to stop you from doing what you want to do, but I must tell you the truth. You can marry all the white girls you want to. I'm not trying to stop you from that. I'm just telling you the truth about who you're marrying and what will be the end of it. I have it written in black and white, the consequence of you mixing up with this people. The Bible teaches in James, around the STH chapter, you that love. This world's life, meaning the white man's world, is an enemy to God. It's true. They try to make you think that it means the wealth. Wealth will tempt you, but that is not it. Allah promised you wealth. It is not wealth that the righteous should not accept. The earth is filled with that. An unrighteous person can get wealth. They are wicked people who have all the wealth they want. It is not wealth. The earth belongs to you. The Quran repeats such a thing to you, that Allah has power over the treasures of the earth, and He gives them to whom He pleases. If you want wealth, come to me. I have the power to give you all the wealth you want. What He offers to you and me today, if we would submit to Him, is money number 2, a good home, and number 3, friendship in all walks of life. I told you how I suffered before the coming of Allah, who appeared in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom all praise is due. I used to plow for the white man in the South for sight $52 a month, $8 a month. I plowed for the white man chick 6 months for $548 when I was 18 years old. He gave me some free food, 3.5 pounds of poison animal, the hog, per week, the worst part of the hog. He also gave me 4 or 5 pounds of cornmeal or flout. At last that same white man came out to the field one day with a big stick and told me that he would beat me if I pulled his mule around by the mouth, the way I had been pulling him. He told me the mule had more sense than I. I told him that why don't you have the mule plow on its own and don't mind me to plow. He had his pitchfork on his hip and a stick in his hand, and he told me that since said that to him, go on and set the mule up and leave. I told him, I thank you. I hope he was living in this day to see what's coming on this nation too. I told him that I can't plow your mule if you beat me. I said I can't take that. So, he told me to go, because I couldn't. I couldn't stand for him to hit on me for nothing. Not hardly 40 cents a day, that's how it went. I am a victim of the ill treatment of the white man. We used to sit on the bridge. My brother and white people would come by and speed up their horse and run by us hollering like they were drunk and start shooting at us to see us none under the bridge. We were only 9 or 10-year-old boys. I know them. They don't want you with no teacher. They used to poison our dogs if they barked at them. We had to always be trying to raise a dog, because they would kill the good one. They used to sneak around there with their blue eyes shining at my sister. We would almost have to tie them in the woods to keep them from looking at them. The white man would shake money in their hands at them like they were chickens. They would take some of our people's daughters out in the woods and make them bow to their wither. He would take the man's nice-looking wife. While he put the man out in the field to work, he'd slip up there to his house and force his wife. This the kind of people we have been living under all our lives. This is the thing they're still doing right in Chicago. Soon as he gets inside your house, his blue-green eyes is raking the house looking for your woman. We have taken our woman and pulled her dress down, and if she pulls it up, we're going to kill her. We have put her in a nice respectful place, and she'd better not get out of. The most filthy, most disgraceful, and most insulting thing there ever was is the dress that the white Christian is putting on women. They strip off the clothes of their young girls, their teenagers, and put them on the screen to dance around, shaking themselves and kicking up their heels to the top of their heads trying to tempt you. They are not tempting themselves, they are trying to tempt you. They are already that which is characterized by what they're doing. They just want to tempt you. It is written that they said, come, let us tempt the sons of Adam, make them become deserving of hellfire with us. He does that today. Jesus warned you and me to seek refuge in God from the temptation which shall come upon the world to try you. They show you that. They have no regard for righteousness, and they don't hope to see the hereafter. They know that they are not going to see the hereafter, and they want to stop you from seeing it. After you've been taught that they are the devil, and you go marry one and think you're going to heaven someplace, you're certainly mistaken. The Orthodox Muslims all but fell out with me when I first started teaching that they were the devil, but now they don't flinch. They are learning themselves that they are the real devil. I don't know how you can look in their blue eyes and then say you love them while their fathers, their brothers, and their sisters and husbands are killing your people every day. They've been doing this for 400 years. I don't see how you can make love with them. I just think you need a wiping. One is on the way. It will be choking man with such grief. It feels like death is on the way. The Holy Quran says that it feels like the next thing to death. The Bible teaches you that those who had the mark of the beast and worshiped the beast, that there was a grief that fell upon you that made them seek death. They had no next night or day because God wouldn't let death come to them. As the Holy Quran said, I would take them out of it. My brother died of this condition for his opposing me and aligning himself on the side of hypocrites. This is for you who oppose me. There are many parables in the Bible that speaks to people that will oppose me. I am the last man that God has risen up among you just prior to the destruction of the world. You have it there in the Bible. I will send you Elijah just before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. I preach to you night and day. I have been doing it for 15 years now. I have only a small group of people. I warn you to come and accept your own if you have not accepted. Join up with your own people that shall live. This is what your Bible means when say those who had their names written in the book of life. That's a nation of people who shall live forever. That's the black nation. I say again and again. Don't worry. There is no force on earth that can destroy the black nation unless Allah will. We have a God to champion our authority today. Come on and follow me and enjoy heaven while you live. The earth is ours. The earth doesn't belong to white people. It belongs to UT. I've been asking for part of it for 4 years. I plead to Allah to give me a place for my people. He can burn this for the next goo years, and the people in that don't believe in him as it is written. He told me that once setting the fire on this side of the earth, it will burn for those years, and after GRO, it will take it 190 years to cool off and start vegetation and water again. After that time, the righteous can come back and see a new America. Of course, they won't ever know that it was named America. It will be a beautiful country with beautiful plants and waterfalls, beautiful planet that will not be stunned. It will be a paradise. It will be a Garden of Eden. Chapter 21. White man, blessed own soul. What must be done? You must change your way of life. You must do righteousness. You must, by all means, get out of the white man's name. If you don't call yourself nothing by chosen, get out of his name. Get out of his religion. Give him up. God is sufficient. Don't be selling your bread like the parable of Esau and Jacob. Don't sell your birthright because you're hungry. Allah is well able to feed you. The sky is full of power. They are not telling you the truth of what they see up there. That's why they want to go up there. The scientists of the righteous knew this was coming a long time ago. They knew when they drove the white man across the Arabian desert and bound them in the hole and deprived him of guidance for 2,000 years. He walked around over there looking like any other Ant Mal, only you saw in his face that he was a man. He looked something like an ape man. I don't say these things to make mockery of the white man. Allah permitted him to be made to prove some of the dominate power that was laying dormant within us that had not been furnished with a form and given the right guidance, teachings, and wisdom. He made it manifest that we had a man in us, that if he grafted him out of us, he could be made to rule UT until we produced one that was better than him. This has been accomplished. The white man has proved he is no fool. He has built him a heaven in the Western Hemisphere. He really has made a heaven here for himself, and it's charming. He has proven that he did not lay down and go to sleep and look for no spook to come and bless his soul. He blessed his soul by his own effort and with the wisdom God has given him. He built a kingdom that has never been one like. It is the finest that's been built in the last 6,000 years of his people's time, right here in America. He has worked plenty. He has used us as a nation of nothing but servants to help him build it. Now he opens his doors to all of his people from everywhere on the earth to come in and find a haven here with him. But he doesn't open no free door for you other than one to destroy you. These are the things that you and I must be mindful of. We jump up at his wealth like a dog that jumps up at a place of meat, jumping up towards the man's hand, and the higher we jump for it, the higher the meat is raised out of his reach. In my conclusion, the judgment is set, as Daniel prophesied. An old ancient, whose hair is like wool, kinky like wool, is now ready to take over. They are not getting ready. They're ready. Before the year's out, the end of this world is now upon us. The only way out, the only way of refuge you have, is to fly to the God of whom I preach. Come follow me. I am your doorway out. I don't say it boastfully. Allah has given me the key to let you in or shut you out. Heaven and hell may pass away, but his word will stand. It is good for you. The only reason you don't try to save yourself is because of your proudness. You will squander your own salvation by not accepting Islam. Islam is the only way out. Whites would take this chance if they could. They are not fools like you. They know good, but they can't do good. They envy you for having the privilege of doing good and getting the reward of good. Chapter 22, Mother Planes Pilot. These planes up there that have these bombs to drop on the earth, here in America, the pilot was trained from 4 years up. They have blindfolded that pilot and sent him over America so many times, even before America had plane engines in the sky. Now, this pilot can maneuver his plane blindfolded and tell you where he's at. That's not all. There's a second thing that can be brought into play, but I'm not telling you everything God taught me. That's enough. All the mountains you see on the earth, they were put there by man. Not these men, but black men. We have some of the best scientists that ever lived on the earth today. I think that in just a twinkling of an eye, just one of them can take care of your just one, not a regiment of them. That's why they don't build ships and a lot of stuff, a lot of arms, to fight you with. When they get ready to fight the devil, they're going to get rid of him just like that. It will be so quick until he won't have time to push a button to destroy no one. I warn you. Speaking of power, you don't have any power. You haven't grown up to that stage wherein you have mastered power at God. I say to you, my people, fly to Allah. It is death in Islam to say that you believe and then say you don't believe. When you say this, Allahu Akbar, you're saying to the world that Allah is the greatest. When you say, surely I have turned myself to thee, O Allah, my prayer, my sacrifice, my life and my death is all for Allah. This is an oath you're taking. Allah will require it of you. I warn you that if you don't believe in it, as he taught me to tell you, that if they don't like us, don't haggle with us, don't play with us, lest they find themselves playing with a fire and a hot fire at that. This is the God's order. Don't come and take up Islam for fun. There is not one hypocrite that goes out of here who's not going to get what he or she has coming, one way or another. The Holy Quran beaches of those who turn back on their heels. Now that they have accepted and say they believe, Allah will not guide them to a path, but the path of hell, and he will appoint for that person a devil to help them keep going astray. I thank you. As-salam alaikum. Allah will not guide them to a path, but the path of hell, and he will appoint for that person a devil to help them keep going astray. I thank you. As-salam alaikum.